All right, let's take a look at your Tuesday morning weather. We've got this frontal system draped across north central Florida, just north of Lake Okeechobee this morning. The frontal system is going to stall out just at this location. High pressure off in the Atlantic, low pressure down in the Caribbean. All of these weather elements will produce some pretty strong winds across the Bahamas over the next day or so. So small craft, I'm posting it right now, stay in port because these winds are going to increase. If you go out today, get back in before sunset because you'll notice some differences. You got some cloud coverage protruding as of some prefrontal activity, but we do not anticipate this front to move down much more than the Lake Okeechobee locale over the next couple of days. We are looking at some cloud coverage preceding the frontal system. Coming across between Florida and West End. We'll be producing some showers and isolated thunderstorms, especially if you're flying into Miami today or Fort Lauderdale or West Palm Beach. Any of those areas, you'll have your pilot will have to navigate or circumnavigate some weather to get in there as a result of the warm air that's in front of the frontal system and the cold air that the frontal system is bringing. Those two inversions occurring with the warm air the cold air trying to override the warm air. When you have that clash, you have a tendency for shower and thunderstorm activity. We've got a low pressure center in the Caribbean that's again producing some showers, and this low is going to ride up towards the north and east, and as it does, it will bring some windy conditions as it interacts with the frontal system. Radar is picking up some showers off the east coast of Florida, one or two around West End, and some shower or two just off Bimini. Down in Miami area, we're looking at some showers and thunderstorms as well as the day progresses. All right, these winds are being posted at 20 knots, east to southeasterly winds, 6 to 8 foot seas, really rough out there. If you're boating, the good thing about the Abacos is that you have some bay and inland waters where you're on the lee as you travel. That's going to be our recommendation, that you stay on the inside and not venture outside into the open Atlantic because you'll get some really rough seas out there. Scattered showers also in the forecast today. We got a shower just outside our studios around about 7:15 this morning, and so it's possible that as the day progresses, you'll see some scattered showers showing up. We'll gain those windy conditions, 20 knots across the nation. Tropical update, a few tropical systems out there. They're looking for these low, again in the Caribbean, to move up towards the north. And then, of course, there was the remnants of Lisa. Then there's Matthew, that's no more. Few waves coming across the Atlantic. But again, we'll just be monitoring them as we're on the downside of the hurricane season now. The peak has already occurred, and we're going into the downside. We'll maybe see this area here for more development as we get near the end of the season. The Atlantic, the African systems are beginning to fizzle out, and they'll begin to develop in the Caribbean as they generally do this time of year. For tomorrow, the frontal system remains draped across the central Florida area, stationary. Cloud coverage will be occurring over the northern Bahamas, and some isolated showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. Now get this, as that low pressure, let's go back, the low pressure center will ride to the east of the Bahamas, and you have the frontal system here. In between those two systems is the archipelago of the Bahamas, and those winds will pick up because there's a tight gradient line occurring. Look at it, 20 to 30 knots from the southeast and south up and down the coast of the Bahamas, which means small craft should not be venturing out from port. These seas are going to whip up to 6 to 8, 6 to 9 foot seas, so you should not be going out in your skiff, your Boston whaler, or your dinghy. You should be going out, if you do so, on a cruise ship or on one of the cargo ships coming. They should be able to take those seas pretty good. Thursday, again, the winds will be strong, 20 to 30 knots from the southeast and south. As you get the southerly component of the winds, you can anticipate some showers along with that as well. Here's your boating forecast for today. 6 to 8 foot seas offshore in the northern Bahamas. look for 20 knots. Again, Whale Key will be rough. The southern Bahamas will experience southeast to south winds. There'll be 6 to 8 foot seas offshore. If you are planning to do some fishing off the rocks, this is not a good time because tides are now going to be low in the evenings, and as a result, you will not get any high tides when you get off from work. So, unfortunately, if you missed the high tides of just the other day, it's not going to happen. Low tides at 5:40 in the morning, high at 11:58 just before noon, and low tonight at 6:30. The high tides will not occur until after midnight